impressions of Ghana already. But we'll have to wait until he takes office January 20th and see what he has to say.
And then finally, are there some policies that the U.S. government will want Ghana or the incoming administration to focus on?
Well, I will await with interest to hear what President-elect Mahama's priorities are. I know that regional security is of interest to both countries, and the United States will continue to support Ghana to strengthen its own security because Ghana is an exporter of security. That's very important. And as you've already mentioned, Ghana's economic recovery is in the interest of the United States, in the interest of West Africa and beyond.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you. So Ghana has had many peaceful elections and peaceful transfers of power. So I'm pleased that you've had a ninth one that is also similarly peaceful and free and transparent. And if there are any concerns about parliamentary results, elections, I hope that they will be handled in the courts as they should be. And I hope that things will remain peaceful now. I'm very concerned that there was loss of life in Ghana. Even one life lost is too many. And so I send condolences to the families and hope that justice will be proper and swift. Country on Saturday, and the embassy fielded 20 teams in 13 of the 16 regions. And throughout, we witnessed very professional behavior and efficiency from the Electoral Commission. The planning that had gone on for months, and the Electoral Commission's sort of real willingness, I think, to listen to stakeholders and respond and communicate clearly with stakeholders is very appreciated. Similarly, the National Election Security Task Force behaved admirably. I witnessed police and immigration and fire service and prison service, and I've left one off, at the polling stations, behave with discretion and professionalism throughout. And I hope that peace will prevail as the final results for parliamentary candidates are announced.
What would be the processes that we have in Africa when it comes to preparations and just the whole process as people that we could make in comparison to what the Western world has?
You know, Ghana has almost as many polling stations as the United States. So the proliferation...
You just had an election as well.
We did indeed. And the proliferation of polling stations so that there were only 750 voters maximum at each station cut down queues and wait times. And I think made it easier for posting of results in polling stations, which again should increase confidence because everybody could, party agents all signed and they could take a picture of, post it on the window. And that, so as the commission chairperson just said, an ordinary citizen could even compute these results, in fact, because they were posted and photographed by the media. The media plays a very important role in these things. And so I salute you as well. But I think the efficiency of the biometrical devices, the increased use of the Ghana card are all important steps
Please subscribe to Morris TVGH.